On this episode of Shots from the Hip? Well, we've got one Canadian co-host and one American co-host. Let's see how the dynamic works when we talk about the Winter Olympics and more here on Shots from the Hip, a production of the Shotgun Sports Network.
Welcome to Shots from the Hip podcast. Brought to you by Royal Retros on the Shotgun Sports Network. Here are your hosts, Jason Bizik and Oz Davis.
Hey, hipsters watching on the Shotgun Sports Network YouTube channel or listening on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons and hit the notification bell to be notified when we post this show or any other videos. Welcome to episode 7, the sad Canadian episode.
It's okay. It's okay.
Interesting that you still refer to yourself as an American because you're living in Hungary and you've been there for quite a while, I think. So
yeah, but on and off. Look, my native language is American English. I still don't speak Hungarian properly. It is an insanely difficult language. I still defend my culture, and that's the thing too. As an English teacher, you become kind of a diplomat, and so like people are asking me, what's up with your country? So it's still my country to them. So it's still my country to me, So I guess, unfortunately, because man, the U.S. may have done pretty well in this Olympics, but it's quite a revelation. I mean, I don't know. I ended up watching this thing. I watched it first on an American broadcast through NBC. And then because of connection problems, I watched it through BBC.
Oh.
Well, it was amazing to watch the American coverage because first of all, it's America-centric, right? But second of all, dude, when our team came out there, when Team USA came out there on the ice, people were booing. Okay. When the United States won this game in overtime, in an edge of your seat game, there wasn't much cheering. At one point in this game, the insufferable cries of USA came out, but died really quickly. I mean, this is the turning of the page in the US, worldwide, in terms of how people feel about my country. There was all this hype, of course, in American media before the game about Miracle on Ice.
Mm-hmm.
This is the last time America had won gold. Actually, I have some tremendous statistics here about U.S. versus Canada in international hockey. Let's see. Oh, yes. Okay.
Enlighten us.
Right. Head to head, going into this game, Canada had beaten the U.S. in the gold medal game in 1992 and 2010. Canada also had won the gold in 2014, won the bronze in 2018. The U.S. had been off the podium for quite some time there in that time span. Canada is the all-time leader in total men's hockey gold medals, not gold medals, medals at 16, and they've won the whole thing 9 times. That's just in the Olympics. Right. Oh, yes. Also at the Olympics, the total standings going into this game are 12, 4, and 3 to Canada. Overall in international play, oh my God. Okay. Going into this game, 50 games. How many of those do you suppose Canada won?
50? I would have to say Oh, I'd say 40.
Nice. 47-3. So the
Wow.
USA had won 7 of 50 games. That's, let me do the math here, 14% winning percentage. Okay. Lots of hype about this, right? Except that in 1980, the USA were the plucky underdogs going up against
Mhm.
the evil Soviet Empire, and the Soviet Union team got all the booze. Now we do.
Yeah.
The USA was the underdog in this game, but again, it was like they were the favorite. It was, as far as the crowd sympathy was concerned,
It was very strange.
pretty freaking wild. But heck of a game. I was completely on the edge of my seat. Let me ask you this: how much of this do you put to this loss for Canada? How much of this do you put to the 2 or 3 blown opportunities in the late second and early third?
Those are huge, huge opportunities missed.
Mhm.
Two breakaways were stopped by Hellebuck. Two open nets. Well, one open
Yep.
net was a miraculous stick save,
Yeah.
just by the paddle of his stick.
Right.
And then, of course, Nathan McKinnon misses a wide open net that
Yeah.
99
Oh.
times out of 100 he would never do that again.
Oh. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a
That
theory.
that was the killer. Okay.
I have a theory why he missed that net wide. My
Mhm.
theory is that he knows Hellebuck is a fast goaltender and chances are is gonna get back to make a save if he shoots it more towards the middle of the net. So he's
Mhm.
trying to shoot that puck as far left as he can, I'm guessing,
Right. Right.
but just a little too
Yep.
far.
That's what it looked like. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. You are on it. You are on it.
Yeah, but terrible.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It was unfortunate, and there was the play earlier in the game when the in the second period when the American had the shot and then it caromed off both posts and
Yes.
didn't go in. I
Yes.
thought that was the death knell for us. But this is like in football when you get that perfect drive to start the game and then you throw the interception in the end zone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
At that point, you know your team is in trouble. Even sometimes the missed field goal will be
Yeah.
enough to tell you your
Yeah.
team's in trouble. Now, I thought the double post shot was that meant the USA loses, but then Canada had 2, 3, 4 shots where they could have scored. Oh my God. I sympathize. I sympathize.
And
It's got to be a tough one.
and then it comes down to a 3-on-3 overtime period, which I
Right.
had no idea they do that format still in the gold medal game. I thought they go back to a regular 5-on-5
Mhm.
because that's what the women did. The women don't play three on
Yeah.
three, so but different
Yeah.
game, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know why you have to go the 3-on-3 that quickly. I mean, again,
Yeah,
it's a different game. I mean, imagine if we decided NBA overtimes like this, because you could do
yeah,
it. The two-man game exists. These are legitimate games all over the US. And what you could even
yeah.
switch to half court, right? I
Yeah.
mean, now, come on. It's a different game,
I
you know?
uh, I heard another analogy today on a podcast as well. Somebody said, "Can you imagine the NFL in the Super Bowl going to overtime and they decide to just play 7-on-7?"
Yeah. See, that game exists.
Yeah,
That game exists. And football is the toughest game there is.
yeah.
Especially NFL
So
football. That's the toughest game there is, and they have full on overtime. I
yeah,
think they could have given us one more overtime with 5-on-5.
so tough
You know?
playing 3-on-3, and of course
Yeah.
a costly error by Canada's defenseman pitching to stop a puck, and he misses it. If you miss that puck, you're dead in the water, and we saw what happens.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah, it becomes a game of breakaways.
Yeah.
whoever scores first on the breakaway. And, so it was kind of, I don't know, it makes hockey overtime almost anticlimactic. It does. I mean, because it's like, well, it's just going to be breakaway, and eventually somebody's going to score. Have we ever had, double shootout overtime? Has that ever happened? I'm sure it has.
I don't know about the Olympics. It has in World Juniors. I know that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Olympics though.
Yeah. Wow, World Juniors. So everybody does this now. This is the standard in hockey. Men's hockey.
Yeah. I seem to recall probably 15 or so years ago when Canada was in the World Juniors and Jonathan Taves was in the shootout. I think he scored 3 shootout goals, 2 or 3 shootout goals. Yeah, so crazy shootout.
Okay, well, in men's hockey, then, Team USA has 2 wins in a row in international competition over Canada, which has got to be fairly unprecedented. This must go back to the first half of the last century.
You're referring to the women as well?
No. We'll talk about the women in a minute. No, because the last 2 times Team Canada and Team USA have played were this game in the 4 Nations. Right? The US won.
No, Canada won the 4 Nations.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah.
But the first game the US won?
I don't even remember.
The one you remember the fights. You remember the fights. And that was the first time that the US, I think, had been actively booed. That was the famous, the Montreal crowd was booing at the US national anthem.
Yeah.
Before that game. And then
listen,
3 fights in 9 seconds. So, okay.
Listen, the only reason people are booing is because the U.S. went into this game very cocky, very arrogant. 2 players in particular, everyone knows who they are, the Kachuk brothers. And, I mean, zero respect. You get the respect back that you exhibit, so.
Well, to be fair, that's not the only reason. Okay. In any case, moving on. Let's not get into that. Moving on. So, wow. But then previous to this, couple of days prior, there had been the women's final. Also USA Canada. Now, totally different story here. The U.S. went into this game having won 7 in a row against Canada. Team USA in women's hockey really seems to be the bad boys that they are in World Cup soccer as well, international soccer. I mean, these U.S. women, they're just ripping everybody in this tournament. So they're coming in. They're the bad guys. Not too much booing before this game for Team USA. I guess we're more polite to the ladies. But wow, you gotta be even more broken up about this. I mean, it's 1-0 Canada the whole game, rather like this USA game, except in reverse. All right. Team USA pulls the goalie and they tie up the game in what, like the 59th minute or something? 60th minute?
Yeah, I think there's a couple minutes left.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't much. It wasn't much because they had to put the goalie back in. So yeah. I mean,
and of
how
course
about this game?
And of course, it's Hillary Knight, who this of course is her last season, playing last Olympics for sure. And it's like the story was written for her to be the hero. Now, she wasn't the overtime hero, but she tied the game.
I don't know. I kind of like the goalkeeping, to be honest.
The goaltending was insane.
Was pitching a shutout, for a lot of this tournament. With the goal as well. I mean, you want the Disney ender here. With the goal as well, 15 goals, 18 assists makes her the all-time point leader in U.S. hockey. Period, men or women. So,
wow.
Yeah. I mean, good for her. About the only thing she didn't do is score the winning goal in overtime. So, so now Team USA women's hockey is on an 8-0 run versus Canada.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Wow.
as we mentioned last week, we talked about this last week. I posed the question: are any other countries in women's hockey going to be competitive? there's nothing.
Maybe
US,
these
Canada.
are maybe these are the cracks. I mean, USA women's basketball is like this too. To some extent, men's basketball is like this. This is what tends to happen. Or British soccer, British cricket. This tends to happen. You go on these runs where you're like 72-0 in the Olympics. I mean, Team USA had at least 60 wins in the Olympics before the Soviet Union took them out in 1972, right? Now, Team USA didn't lose again until 1988, but when they did, that's when the cracks started to show and they introduced professional players, right? Now, since 2000, the USA has been vulnerable in men's basketball at the highest levels, whether that be Olympics, whether that be World Cup. I mean, hell, we lost to Canada in the last tournament, in the World Cup tournament. The finals was Germany-Serbia. I mean, the USA came fourth in that with our proper players, and a proper coach. It's just like, I mean, this is what happens. This is what happens. One team tends to dominate, and it takes a while, but once the cracks start to show. Now, USA didn't lose, but we could have. It wasn't that decided. Let's put it that way. Both of these games
wasn't in the bag.
Right. Both of these games had to go into overtime. And so I don't know if this is the cracks, but at the next tournament, I wouldn't be surprised if the USA got upset somewhere along the way. So we'll see. I don't know. What was your assessment of the Canadian women's hockey team? I mean, they finished with gold, but are they still in a different class with Team USA?
Finished with silver, you mean?
Yeah, silver. Sorry.
Yeah. I think it's hard to say. Like, it's always Canada and US in the final of any international play, it seems. And it always seems like US has the edge and wins. So I'm not sure if they are in the same class. The games always seem to be tight, so maybe they are. Just can't finish.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear it. I did want to say, I did want to touch a little bit more on the Olympics, if possible. I really wanted to give a shout out because American media is only now starting to acknowledge the man. But really, let's talk a tiny bit, because I'm sure you didn't catch too much of him, Johannes Klæbo of Norway.
Oh, sure.
I'm trying. He's a cross country skier,
okay.
and he even competed in that bizarre event this year, that mountain skiing, I want to say.
Oh yes, I heard about that. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah,
very
it's
different event.
Something. It's mountain something, right? But it's done by cross country skiers, and he even won the gold in this thing. Yeah, it's like you run up the hill with your skis for as long as you can stand it. then you can take the skis off, run up to the top, strap the skis back on if you take them off, and ski back down. So he even won this, but the key thing here is he took 6 gold medals. That's the most in the Olympics since Eric Heiden back in 1980 again. The 1980 Olympics were very good for U.S. propaganda. It's a shame we boycotted the Summer Olympics that year. Norway ended up with, I think it was 41 total medals.
I think so.
18 gold. Okay. And then second in both was Team USA, 31 total, 11 gold. But this means that if Klebo hadn't participated, Norway still would have been number one. So kudos to them. I mean, it's not many sports competitions when Norway wins. So good for them. I was pleased with them. You have to be happy with Canada winning the gold in curling, right?
Yes.
Gold in
I'm,
curling.
I'm going to be honest. I was so focused on hockey, I didn't know
Yeah.
what else was happening.
Yeah. Well,
I did hear that I think the men won gold in curling, and I think the women got silver. I think
the women got bronze.
Oh, they got bronze. Okay.
Yeah, beating the U.S. in the bronze medal game. So there was some measure of revenge there. Canada won the gold over Britain because, again, I was watching BBC for a lot of this Olympics. But Britain, apparently, they had won the silver at the previous Olympics. And at the last international curling competition, they had won. They were the defending champs. And so a lot was being put on this British curling team. But nope, Canada won in the last forget what they call that. I want to say inning because the scoreboard looks, the last end. That's it. Because the scoreboard looks like a baseball scoreboard. So I always want to call it the innings. But
I'm just curious. I'm just curious if Canada was still cheating at that point.
Oh no! Because in these knockout games, it's one judge per game, so they got the eye on them. No, they were slick. They were slick in this last game. Again, that last end was critical. They crushed it in the last one. So good for them on that. Now, actually, I had sort of a revelation about Canada, about Canadian sport during this Olympics. I want to see what you think. Okay. So here's Canada. Canada won 21 medals. Okay. They won 5 in freestyle skiing, right? Which is the one where you jump off the ramp and do stunts and whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they won 1 in, of course, snowboarding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because, they have snowboarding culture up there in Canada, I suppose. Right. But that means that of 21 sports of 21 medals that Canada won, 15 of them were on ice. Right. So this is my thing about Canada is that, okay, great Winter Olympics team. I think you ended something like 5th in medals at this Olympics. Good Winter Olympics team, but not so good at snow. Right?
Which is odd.
Yeah, Canada is, well, I guess you got a lot of snow, but I guess you have a lot of ice, huh?
We have a lot of both.
Right. A lot of lakes and rivers in Canada, right? And so I was just thinking about this. I mean, just an outstanding amount of medals won on the ice. 5 in short track, 5 in speed skating, 2 both in curling, both in ice hockey, right? Even took a bronze in figure skating this year. So Canada, greatest team on ice. So I was pretty focused on the Olympics this week, but we do have some CFL news, right? I certainly don't want to talk about that Lakers Celtics game. So just the one announcement, Dominique Rhymes. We were wondering for a couple of weeks why he hadn't been signed in free agency.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess now we know. Dominique Rhymes this past week announced on Instagram that he had retired from Canadian football. He played 8 seasons over 9 years, like all the other players, missed 2020 due to COVID. Played most of those games. Didn't miss too many games. How do you remember Dominique Rhymes, that great Stampeder? for one season.
The great one season he had. Yeah,
Mhm.
this retirement announcement surprises me.
Yeah.
Only 8 seasons. He's only 32 years old. Leads me to believe possibly some kind of injury, perhaps. I'm not sure. Totally surprised to me.
Mhm.
Um, I dug and dug for some info, but I didn't see any reasoning whatsoever. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm that
Let's
means
see.
that means we've lost three great receivers this year.
Yeah.
Two to NFL and one to, or no, was it two receivers that went to the NFL? I know Alfred did.
No,
Yeah,
just
and
one.
just one.
Just
Okay,
one.
and
The other two were DBs.
Now Rhymes is retiring. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, but
we're
it's
in.
wild. It's wild because the Stamps lost those key players, but none to the CFL. So
This is
if
true. This is
if you want
true.
to look on the bright side, there you go.
Yeah.
um,
So
let's see. I'm trying to
I don't
think.
know what.
Okay, so Dominique Rhymes was born in Miami.
Okay.
Now, I will tell you this, and he played at Murray State. Okay, um, I will tell you this. I have spoken with, interviewed, whatever, a few CFL players, and I'll tell you what: if they come from the South, the only thing that prevents their complete devotion to Canada is the winters.
Hmm.
Is the winters. These guys really get sick of the winters. These dudes from Florida, Texas, Arizona, it's like no
Hmm.
way, no way. Everything else they invariably say everything else about Canada, everything else about the CFL is cool, but no, the weather, the weather is the main thing. That's what keeps them out. So I don't know.
Maybe
Maybe I'm never going to make the NFL. I'm not making enough money. It's not worth it. Could
maybe
just
he
be some
retired to
stuff.
go play for the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, that would be awesome. I love it when those guys make it. I love it when they make it, and I love it when they rip it up like Alex Singleton does. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I love that when these guys succeed. So I have high hopes for your guy. I have high hopes for Alford this
I'm
year.
excited to see what he does.
Yeah. It
Now,
should be good.
sadly, he's doing
Yeah.
it for the New Orleans Saints, who aren't really that good. So hopefully, he will make them an improved team.
Well, let's not fall into the football trap, but I will say this. Hey, New Orleans is in the NFL South, is in the NFC South. Anything could happen in that division.
This is
Let
true.
me tell you, man, you never know who's going to win there. So, and their quarterback there looks pretty good. He might
I
be a
was just
player.
trying to think, who is it? Because it was Derek Carr, but he retired, right?
Oh God, yeah, he's out. He's out.
Who is the
What is it?
quarterback in New
Shuck.
Orleans?
Shuck. That's
Okay.
it. Taylor Shuck. Yeah. Yeah. He came from out of nowhere. I think he was, I want to say he was a third round pick, but
Okay.
yeah, kind of came out of nowhere, but he's solid. He's solid. So Alford may do something this year. I'm
I am
excited.
happy.
I'm
I'm
excited.
happy to see what he does.
Yeah. But it's way too far from football season. Let's talk about our sponsor really quick before going
Yeah.
on to the heart of the show.
Yeah.
Our sponsor is, of course, Royal Retros at royalretros.com. You want to fire up the display screen? We still don't have a video ad for this yet,
I
but
will. Let me bring up
if
their
we
website here so the
yeah,
viewers
let's
can
because it
see.
really is something to see. In terms of retro, what they're talking about at royalretros.com is retro memorabilia. They've got ball caps, jerseys, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, hoodies, jackets, and the proverbial more. Royal Retro has the gear and the paraphernalia representing dozens of teams from extinct or moribund leagues like the USFL, the Arena Football League, the World Football League, XFL, Football Canada, various pro hockey leagues, including the WHA, basketball leagues like the ABA, and, of course, Negro National League, Negro League, and PCL, Pacific Coast League gear. These have all been done, well, not all of them, I should say. They have two kinds of gear at Royal Retros. One authentic reproductions, and 2, redesigns. So exciting redesigns of some teams. In the case of CFL USA, teams that never even existed. And some really nice redos of stuff like the WFL teams. They've got a killer Barcelona Dragons jersey. I'm just dying to get. But best of all, get 10% off anything on the site when you use promo code SFTH at checkout. That's Shots from the Hip, SFTH, RoyalRetros.com. Promo code SFTH for 10% off. Check out this site today. It's really great.
Yeah. Well said. Well said.
Yeah, well, soon it will be better. In any case, let's go on to the heart of the show, that which makes us unique here at Shots from the Hip, a Shotgun Sports Network production. We call this the Triple Ds. We're going to discuss, debate, or delete/defer. We're still kind of undecided on that. Sometimes we
Right.
delete,
I keep
sometimes
forgetting
we
we're
defer.
going to defer.
Yeah, sometimes we delete, sometimes we defer. I had this Belichick getting snubbed question a few weeks ago.
And the Michael Phelps question from last week.
Right. Yeah, delete that. Eliminate that. All right. So here's the way it works. One of us comes up with 3 topics. The other one of us will decide whether to discuss, debate, defer, or delete the topic. I've got 3 this week for Jason. Let's talk. Here we go. Topic number 1. A bit radical, but abolish the draft. Okay, the question is drafting players outdated and or just wrong? Just wrong to do to players. Topic number 2, always a favorite of mine. Dynasties, good or bad for sports? And finally, point number 3. Oh boy. Now, I wrote these points. We decided these at our lofty production meeting, Jason, before the finals of the hockey matches. So the question here is, as creators of the game, it is vitally important for Canada to win an international hockey competition. True or false? Okay. There you go. Now, discuss, debate, defer, delete. What would you like to do?
Wow. I actually didn't want to delete or defer either of these. I wanted to talk about them all, but because they're all great.
You want to go straight up discuss? Discuss all of these?
Let's
I mean, we can defer it. We can do one of these next week.
Let's defer the draft.
Okay. All right.
Let's defer the draft.
Yep. Draft must be coming up here. The CFL draft. When is it?
I believe it's
March.
in March.
Okay. Great.
I'm pretty sure.
All right.
Calendar,
all right.
Yeah.
Good. So
let's defer that one.
Yep.
Let's defer that one.
All right. Coming soon.
Coming soon.
That's right.
To a podcast near you.
Right. This podcast.
Let's debate whether dynasties are good or bad.
Okay.
And my point of view is that they are good.
Okay.
And here's why.
All right.
I believe dynasties are good for sport because it creates a new dynamic of competition where other teams' main objective becomes to try and break the streak or break the dynasty. Teams in the NFL have been chasing the Patriots and the Chiefs for the last how many years?
20.
Yeah, exactly.
25. 25.
Yeah. It's either the Chiefs, the Patriots. I mean, the Eagles are starting to pick it up a little bit. Not only that, it also gives fans a little bit more extra banter material, little bit of extra ribbing and kind of creates more competition between fans as well, because I know there's fans in the NFL that hate the Patriots and hate the Chiefs, like real hatred.
Mhm.
And I believe that it's because of the dynasties. I mean, if you don't have Tom Brady winning 7 Super Bowls,
Mhm.
you don't have as much hatred towards him. Now, I often wonder how much of that is actual hatred and how much of it is jealousy.
Well, it's sports hatred. It's sports hatred,
Sports
right?
hatred, I guess we'll call
Right.
it.
Right. It's
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
So what are
Okay,
your
now
thoughts?
is this the discuss? Is this
This is
discuss?
this is the debate. So do you have a
Okay.
reason why it's
All right.
bad for sports?
If I were to argue the negative side,
Hmm.
um, okay, what this means, okay, one of the implications of having the knockout tournament, of having the one solo winner, is that, let's say in NFL football, 31 fan bases lose, right? There's only one winner. Now,
Hmm.
that's inevitable, right? But on the other hand, I mean, don't you want a shot? Don't you want a shot at the title? Um, and I think that with the playoff structure set the way it is, because that's the thing. The playoff structure is supposed to destroy that concept of the dynasty, right? It involves this element of randomness, right? It inputs extra variables into the equation, right? It's much harder. Think of something like baseball. I mean, Jesus, now baseball has a play-in game,
Hmm.
to make the playoffs. I mean, back in the day, I'm not sure this is viable nowadays, but back in the day, 8 teams per league win the league. Then you get into the World Series. Now, with this element of randomness, you have teams like there was one year, I think it was 2002, I want to say, where it was Giants versus Angels in the World Series. And literally, with 2 weeks to go, both of these teams were in third place in their division. You know what I'm saying? With expanded playoffs, you get this element of randomness. So it makes dynasties even more difficult to accomplish.
Hmm.
So this is already in place, right? If you're going to have a dynasty these days, you've got to be good. I mean, look, we're going through. The reason why I'm thinking about this these days is because we are going through something in the NBA that hasn't happened since 1980, and Bird and Magic are just coming into the league. And that is, I think it's been 7 seasons in a row now where we've had a different champion.
Hmm.
And most of the times that runner up has also been different. I believe we've had 7 different runners up as well.
Oh.
I mean, that's insane. Oh no, that's not right, because the Celtics lost one and they won one. So the Celtics at least have been in 2 championship series, but I think no other team has in the past 7 years. That's insane for basketball.
So in the last seven,
Basketball,
so in the last 7 years, there's been
yeah,
12 different teams in the finals,
I believe so.
or 13.
I believe
Wow.
so. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Just running through them in my head right now, I can't think of a repeat visit. Yeah, but it's nuts. It's that you can't even blame it on COVID. Well, maybe you can. But I don't like to, because that was the last time the Lakers won it all. So, but yeah, we're in this anti-dynasty period in basketball. And it's wild because the most anti-dynasty league of them all is the NFL. And yet we just saw how the Patriots didn't exactly win the Super Bowl every year, but they were competitive
Hmm.
every year. I mean, that's about the best you can do these days, I feel like. Now, uh, look at something like baseball. Okay. Tell me how many franchises do you think? There are 30 franchises in Major League Baseball. How many do you think have won 3 or more World Series in a row?
Oh God.
How
3 in a
many?
row?
Yep.
If I just had to guess, I'd say 2 or 3,
Two. The Yankees and
obviously.
The Oakland A's, soon to be the Las
Oh.
Vegas A's, in the 70s, 72, 73, 74. But that's it. Now, the Yankees have done it several times, right? They did it, let's see, 27 to 30. They did it 36 to 39. In the 50s, they ran off 5 in a row. I mean, the Yankees, and then later on, Derek Jeter and those guys, they
Mhm.
did it, right? And I mean, but this is the ultimate dynasty, is the New York Yankees. Now, was that good? It was pretty boring for a lot of people. On the other hand, the Yankees were internationally famous. For a long time, the New York Yankees were the most famous franchise in the world, even more than like Manchester United, stuff like that. You know,
It
um,
surprises me that there aren't more dynasties in baseball, because in baseball, essentially, you can buy a team.
yeah, but the player movement is so fluid. And the thing is, they say that baseball is an individual sport disguised as a team sport. I mean, like, okay,
Oh.
for example, it's very easy. It's very easy to do an all-star game at baseball,
Mhm.
right? Because you know what every individual player does well, right?
Mhm.
You can just plug them in. And when they're at bat, they're by themselves. When they're pitching, they're by themselves. Okay. So you can do that. But on the other hand, I always fight against that idea because it doesn't explain two things. It doesn't explain double play combinations, and it doesn't explain run support for pitchers, right?
Mm.
Something is happening there. There is a team mentality that takes over when, pick your player is on the mound, is pitching, right? Something happens when the infield is in click and there's a good defense from on the field. Something happens there, and that's not individual, that's team. So,
Mhm.
but in any case, you have to get those abstract things correct in baseball. Look, here's the thing. It's no coincidence in baseball that the guy running the team is not a coach. The guy running the team is a manager,
Mhm.
right? He's managing the players. He's not coaching them, you know, and he's managing them like a business manager, right? We are
Mhm.
a team, we're working toward one goal, right? And so that's why people say that, oh, it's easy, just make a team in baseball, and those days are ending anyway, right? We might actually get some continuity back into baseball if there is a salary cap, right?
Mm.
Which would be nice. Which would be nice. I do think continuity is good for the sport. So Dynasty's good, maybe bad, maybe. I guess it depends what sport you like. Now, look, I'm
Mhm.
sure the dynasties in the NHL have got to be annoying as hell, right? I mean, I get sick of it. I marginally follow the NHL, and I get sick of Florida being in the Stanley Cup every year.
It's only
I
been
get sick
3.
of Well, it seems like every year they're in there, or Tampa
Uh,
Bay,
mhm.
these insufferable Florida teams. You must hate that as an NHL
It
fan.
it 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 has been quite annoying, but
Ah,
aside from that, there hasn't, well, I guess there has been over the years, the Red Wings, the Blackhawks.
well, the
Yeah,
Canadians back in the day, right?
yeah,
In the
I
70s.
guess. I guess there's been quite a few.
Yeah, there's been some, but nowadays not as many. It feels like, again, free agency, stuff like this. No
Yeah.
fluidity on these there's too much fluidity on some of these leagues. Okay. All right. So you want to talk about the importance of international hockey in Canada?
I do. I don't think it's vitally important.
Uh-huh.
Sure, it's important to Canadians for pride, obviously.
Mhm.
It's important to the athletes, I guess. Well, I mean, not so much the professional ones, like the NHL
Mhm.
players. I don't think it's as important because they're professionals that
Mhm.
already get paid a pretty extensive salary.
Right.
But I mean, other athletes in the Olympics, that this is their livelihood. This is, becoming an Olympic champion as an amateur athlete gives you sponsorships. It gives you, some opportunities where, the NHL players, they've already got those. So
Mhm.
perhaps not as important for the NHL players. Now, I don't think it's important, not like vitally important, but look at the game of basketball.
Okay.
Canadians created the game of basketball, I believe, right? And
Yeah,
and
but in America.
and besides Steve Nash and Andrew Wiggins, Canadians suck at basketball.
No, no, that's the thing. You have the MVP of the league, man, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh,
He's
right. Yes, that's
he's
right.
I mean, again, Team Canada beat Team USA in the World Cup with this team. You've
I
got a team now of like 12 NBA guys. I think it was 10 NBA guys and two dudes from college in American college, right? But come on now, Canada's awesome in basketball these days.
I guess
Yeah, I mean that
I
was the
guess I need to watch more basketball apparently.
yeah, that was the thing is that like, I was thinking about this because I prefer that NBA versus the world. But
Mhm.
another way you could play that is North America versus the world,
Mhm.
right? Because it seems pretty weird in these games when you've got Doncic and Jokic, and then you've got SGA in there. It's I don't know. Canada is a bit more American than European, I think,
Hmm.
and certainly
Yeah.
more than Africa. So I would almost say, Western Hemisphere, Eastern Hemisphere. Let's
Yeah.
play that All-Star game at this point because Canadian basketball is awesome right now. At least in terms of individuals. I don't know about Team Canada. I guess we will see in the next Olympics or the next World Cup.
Mhm.
But they were awesome in the last World Cup, dude. Don't sleep on Team Canada basketball.
Don't.
Um,
Yeah, so I mean, in regards to hockey, I mean, it is important that we win, once in a while. I mean, this was the first time that Canada has lost gold, I believe, in the Olympics. I think the last 3 or 4 Olympics, I
mhm.
believe. Like I posted on social media, I'm okay with losing once every 20 or 30 years. That's fine. That's fine. We'll let somebody else win once in a while, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no, it's not vitally important, in my opinion.
Mhm. Well, I mean, okay, I'm using that word vitally loosely here. Depends how much you care about sports, right? I mean, what we are doing is really not that important in the greater scheme of things. But I just mean as a somebody who takes pride in the sport, in the culture even. Um, for me, you can flip this back on me. I mean, how important is it for the US to win basketball, international basketball? Um, I think that we still haven't accepted that we can't always win, right? We always expect to win in basketball. But
Mm,
again, ever since maybe 2000, this just isn't the case anymore. There's too many good international players in the NBA. Plus, you don't have in the national teams, you don't have the fluidity in other countries. There are dudes on Team Spain who have literally been playing in international competitions with each other since like 13 years old. I mean,
mhm.
same thing with Serbia, same thing with France. I mean, yeah, they go on to the NBA, they go on to the Euro League or whatever.
Yeah.
But every summer they're playing ball again. Not like the USA. The USA has so many players that were constantly moving players in and out to Team USA, even on the amateur levels, even on the youth
Mhm.
levels, right? And so it's almost like we have too much talent, in America to form a cohesive national team. But I think this is a point of pride. I mean, yeah, basketball may have been invented by a Canadian, but it was introduced for American purposes in Springfield, Mass. In Springfield, Mass. Okay. I think we're well discussed. I think we're well debated.
Close the book on Triple D's.
Yeah.
And I guess that is another episode.
Yep. We can wrap it there. Hey, starting next week, not in time for the show, but starting next week is the World Baseball Classic. World Baseball Classic. I can't wait to start talking about that. I love this event like few Americans that I know, and it's probably nobody in Hungary loves this event as much as I do. I see that Czechia got a team in this year, though. So that's pretty wild. I mean, Italy usually gets a team in there, but yeah, Czechia coming from Europe this year. Wow. So I love this event. I love the World Baseball Classic. I think it's really one of the things I look most forward to every 3 years nowadays. So, but I'll definitely be talking about that next week. I don't know what else. You got to get us up to spec, I think, in hockey.
Yeah, we'll probably definitely have to start talking more about hockey once the NHL fires up again here after the Olympics.
Right.
There may be the odd piece of CFL news. I'm sure there might be a little bit of NFL news. I'm sure we'll cover all our bases.
There's always NFL news.
Spring training has started in baseball already, so we'll have baseball to talk about.
Yawn.
Yawn.
All right, let's see. I'm trying to find out when the CFL draft is. The CFL draft.
I think I have it in my calendar. Let me look.
Oh, you do? Oh, nice. Well organized.
I think I do. Please. Oh, because no, I have the combine in my calendar. It's on the 27th of March.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So combine in March.
I do not have the draft.
Draft in April. That means the NFL draft is also in April. So, all right. Well, March means World Baseball Classic as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. There's also some kind of basketball tournament in March as well. But...
Yeah. Is there? That's pure madness.
CFL draft, April 28th. Wow, that's pretty late.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Got a month between the combine and the draft. Wow. That seems long. Anyway. All right. Well, next week, lots to talk about, I am sure.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll see you again next week.